Good evening, my young friends, and I hope you're not too tired. I know it's been a long day, but I'm sure the night is still young for all of you. Sri Praveen Shankar Pandya, Chairman of the Board of Governors, members of the Board of Governors, Professor Deepak Srivastav, Director, faculty members, and all the bright minds making up the graduating class of 2026. Good evening. It is a pleasure for me to join you today for IIM Ranchi's 15th Convocation. Since its founding in 2009, this institute has grown in stature, nurturing leaders who blend Jharkhand's resilient spirit with global ambition. Today, each one of you carries that legacy forward. This moment is filled with celebration, as it carries the weight of immense possibility. Our growing ability and willingness to reimagine systems and innovate with real intent, despite India's contemporary and evolving challenges that need to be solved at scale. The question today is no longer whether change is necessary, but how we will lead it. In India, this reality is particularly profound. We are a vibrant, diverse nation, home to over 1.4 billion dreams and aspirations. We are also the world's fifth largest economy, on track to becoming the third. And as we hold on to these aspirations and celebrate rising GDP and expanding markets, it becomes important to recognize that social development and equity is a non-negotiable value, and to recognize also that markets alone will not solve for it. It is now known that the trickle-down theory of economic growth does not work, and that as we have moved on to a high growth path since the economic reforms of 1991, the benefits of growth have not been evenly distributed. The growth story of India going forward must be one of growth with equity, growth that is all-encompassing, leaving no section of society that is untouched, growth that is inclusive, and growth that is sustainable. That is growth which recognizes that economic imperatives must also factor in environmental imperatives. At the Tatas, we have always strived to maintain this balance, in recognition and articulation of which we have put out our net zero by 2045 aspiration. This is in line with India's aspiration of being net zero by 2070. Now, most of you today who are sitting here and who have graduated will have working careers spanning up to 2060 or 2065. All I can say with 100% certainty is that all of us addressing you today, which includes me, will not be there at that point of time. It is, however, certain, given the climate shifts, the increasing tendency for recasting the world order as it existed since Bretton Woods, and the advent of disruptive technologies such as artificial intelligence, that the world and India in 2060-65 will be fundamentally different from what it is today. You will have to navigate that. There will be no established playbook that your generation will have, and it will therefore require emotional, physical, and mental resilience of a different order. You need to prepare for that starting now. As you step into the next phase of your lives, allow me to leave you with a few reflections and cardinal principles of life, which are based on my lived experience, and which may possibly be of value as you step into the uncertain and volatile circumstances that confront you in your journey ahead. In life, you never cease being a student. It is a journey of constant learning and unlearning. Stay curious. Always have a hunger for knowledge. Read about countries, cultures, and civilizations. In short, develop a perspective. As you grow into your professional careers, chase excellence, not success. It is rightly said, trifles make perfection, but perfection is no trifle. You need to be the best at what you do, and mediocrity is not an option. Please do not run away from uncertainty or failure. Embrace it. Careers, I can tell you, are neither unidimensional nor unilinear. Always challenge yourself and work out of your comfort zones. Develop equanimity and try not to be affected by either the highs or the lows. Both are very transitory. Try to err on the side of compassion. Hold on to your sense of purpose even if it takes you along unexpected paths. Stay uncompromising on your core values throughout. This will be your anchor. The bedrock of success rests on hard work, honesty, integrity, and ethics. If anyone suggests otherwise, please do wish him well. As leaders in the making, you must encourage debate and discussion within and outside your teams. The best leaders are those who listen to everyone around them, especially those who disagree with them, and then take informed decisions based on consensus. As future leaders, you must also learn to develop a sense of timing, knowing when to step in and when to stay out, and to have an innate sense of balance, how much to push the boundaries and when to step back. Do also remember that respect never goes out of fashion. Treat everyone around you, irrespective of position, in the same manner as you would wish to be treated. The work you do may be forgotten, but the manner in which you treat people, irrespective of rank or position, will never be forgotten. Know that as you work, life will keep unfolding. Life is always short and sometimes very unpredictable. Don't forget to pause every now and then to truly live every moment of it. It is especially important that you don't lose sight of family as you chase professional goals. There's nothing more precious than watching your family grow and being a part of that journey. It will get over in the blink of an eye, so enjoy it while it lasts. Over my career arc of almost 34 years now, which began in 1992 when I qualified for the civil services, from Ranchi itself, I've had the good fortune of serving this country as a civil servant, as a corporate leader, heading the sustainability function of Tata Sons, which is India's biggest conglomerate, and now being the CEO of Tata Trusts, the nation's oldest and amongst Asia's largest philanthropies. I have observed the scale and complexity of India's challenges, seen the food people eat, the jobs they pursue, the education and healthcare they access, and the limited resources that they rely on. But I've also seen something equally powerful: innovation emerging from unexpected places, communities coming together, co-creating solutions and taking ownership of resources. Children from underprivileged backgrounds learning foundational numeracy and literacy. Paramedics using telemedicine to impart healthcare. Women in villages forming self-help groups and cooperatives and increasing both their incomes and self-esteem, whether through dairy farming, running homestays, or beyond. As I was with you today, I was very, very happy to see the proportion of girls who were part of the graduating class of 2026. India's female participation rate continues to be very, very low. And I have always believed that 50% of our population and the world's population, women are so extraordinarily tough, mentally resilient, so balanced in the decision making that they do, that it is a tragedy that more are not joining the workplace. And therefore, when I see people coming and joining the government, the private sector, getting into different streams, It's always a pleasure, and I hope all of you will, especially the ladies amongst you, will take this forward and ensure that you grow up to be role models for many, many women who will follow you. I'm often asked about the vision of the Tata Trusts and the Tata Group. For a group whose identity was forged by Jamsetji Tata, whose unwavering belief in empowering communities and contributing to nation building set the foundation for everything that we stand for today, it is only natural that the Tata Trusts remain deeply committed to these ideals. And I do not know if you know, all of you know that the Tatas are India's biggest conglomerate. And you also know that Tata Trusts, as I've told you, are amongst Asia's largest philanthropies. But do you know that India's biggest conglomerate, who's the majority shareholder? It is the Tata Trusts. It is philanthropic trusts which control 66% of India's most valuable industrial empire. And these trusts are for the benefit of the public. They're owned by the public. They do not belong to the Tata family. And please remember that all the profits that come from our companies, a large part of them are plowed back into socio-economic development. And therefore, what J.R.D. Tata very famously said is very correct, that what has come from the public of India has gone back to them many times over, and it continues to do so. So look at the beauty of this organizational model, where the better our businesses do, the more we are able to put into the socio-economic sphere, into improving the lives of people. And it also tells you that business and compassion, business and community empowerment, business and the welfare of the people, business and integrity and ethics are not binaries. They can and they do exist together, and the Tatas have proved it over the last 160 years. Through our efforts at the Tata Trusts and the larger Tata Group, we seek to empower, enable, and transform communities across India and continue to play our part in nation building. We do this through our work with the disadvantaged, the marginalized, and those who are at the last mile. We must not lose sight of their needs and aspirations, because when they rise, we rise, and India rises. Years from now, when you are coming to the end of your professional journeys, whether it is 30 years, 35 years, 40 years from now, please remember that your success would not be defined solely by the positions you held or the wealth you created. It will be defined by the difference you made, the lives you touched, and whether you led with honesty, integrity, and purpose. As you step out of these gates, I hope you carry with you the knowledge that the future we want is not waiting for us in the distance. It is being built quietly in areas like this, in corners of the country where work at the grassroots transform lives, and in the dreams of every young Indian hoping to make a change, a positive change. Congratulations to all of you, and all the very best as you step out into the real world. Thank you.